bringing that cortisol pulse earlier in your wakeful period, earlier in your day, has positive benefits ranging from blood pressure to mental health, etc. I'm not going to list them all off because there are just so many of them, but many, many positive things happen when you are getting the cortisol early in the day, far away from your melatonin pulse. Okay, so how long should you be outside? Well, this is going to vary tremendously because some people live in environments where it's very bright. So let's say it's Colorado in the middle of winter, there's a snow field, there's no cloud cover, and you walk outside, there's going to be so much photon light energy arriving on your retina that it probably only takes 30 to 60 seconds to trigger the central clock and set your cortisol and melatonin rhythms properly and get everything lined up nicely. Whereas if you're in Scandinavia in the depths of winter and you wake up at 5 a.m. and the sun is just barely creeping across the horizon and then goes back down again a few hours later, you probably are not getting enough sunlight in order to set these rhythms. So many people find that they need to use sunlight simulators in the form of particular lights that were designed to simulate sunlight. However, I'm not out to attack the companies that produce those. There's another solution to that. You can simply go outside for longer. Even if there's a lot of dense cloud cover, you're probably getting anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000 lux, L-U-X, which is just a measure of light energy. And that should be sufficient to set the circadian clock. You could say, well, the lights in my house or my phone are really, really bright, right? Everyone's telling us to stay off our phones at night because they're really bright. But guess what? It turns out that early in the day, your retina is not very sensitive, which means you need a lot of photons, ideally coming from sunlight, to set these clock mechanisms. So looking at your phone or artificial lights is fine if you wake up before sunrise, but it's not going to work to set these clock mechanisms. And this is supported by dozens, if not hundreds, of quality peer-reviewed studies. So you want to use sunlight. If you can't see sunlight because of your environment, then you are going to have to opt for artificial light. And in that case, you're going to want an artificial light that either simulates sunlight or has a lot of blue light. Now, without going off course here, you might be saying, wait, I've heard blue light is bad for me.